County State's Attorney Jay Hanley says he is pleased and supportive of the new pretrial data dashboard website, which officially launched Wednesday. Hanley says the general public deserves to know what goes on throughout the Winnebago County Courthouse, and the data took a year to create. The website allows residents to look at how many arrests are made by each agency in Winnebago and Boone counties, how serious the charges are, how many requests are filed to keep a suspect behind bars, and how many are granted. Hanley also says the website will be expanded in the future.
But it really is meant for the public, and hopefully they'll be interested in it and really kind of check up on us, right? How are we doing? Are there more cases coming to the system, less cases? What type of cases are those? Are people getting detained who should be?